This is Kamala, disciple of Paramhansa Yogananda and minister of the Self-Realization Fellowship. Jesus said, "But the hour cometh, and now is, when true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him." What are some of the ways in which we can live up to this precept of Christ to worship God in spirit? We seldom think of time and space as barriers to the spiritual achievement of cosmic consciousness. Yet this truth has been affirmed by sages and saints of every religion and of all ages. For each individual who has experienced cosmic consciousness has stressed awareness of eternity, which contradicts time sense, and of omnipresence, which transcends our ordinary concepts of space. It is therefore well to be aware in which ways our normal concepts of time and ordinary concepts of space may block our way to the cosmic experience of eternity and cosmic realization in omnipresence. Paramhansa Yogananda has said, "The soul cannot be confined within man-made boundaries. Its nationality is spirit. Its country is omnipresence." Emerson has affirmed this when he said, "Before the revelations of the soul, time and space slip away." In Whispers from Eternity, Paramhansa Yogananda said, "The rushing of God's Spirit broke the boundaries of his soul, and he was baptized with the waters of eternity, and that his being melted and was baptized in infinite omnipresence." Baptism in the waters of eternity and baptized in omnipresence. What then transpires to stand in our way of experiencing this blessed baptism in spirit? Emerson again tells us very specifically and very accurately that the influence of the senses has, in most men, overpowered the mind to that degree that the walls of time and space have come to look real and insurmountable. How can we surmount the walls of time and space? What do our senses tell us of time? There is one illustration of sitting in a train when another train passes on the track alongside. It is often impossible to be sure whether our train or the other is the one moving. If both move in the same direction at the same speed, and we keep looking into the same window opposite our own car, we will see no motion at all. Both cars may be going 10 miles per hour or 100 miles per hour, yet we will still feel as if both cars are standing still, because we do not see any change, any movement next to us. Then again, looking out of the train window, if we see an automobile on a road outside that passes the train, we feel we are moving very slowly. And if we pass a car in a flash, we feel that we are moving at a sense of higher speed. These illustrations show how our senses can confuse us. The five senses reaffirm time and space. But we can accept their testimony ordinarily in our daily three-dimensional world. However, to go beyond this limited sphere of the five senses, we should heed them and still understand their limitations and their inability to open the door to our spiritual perception of eternity. We have seen that time sense is associated with movement, with motion. The movement of the sun, for instance, divides our day and night for us into time. Movement and change in outer matter and within our bodies tell us of the passing of time from childhood onward. The changing seasons tell us of the passing of time. growth or decay indicate shorter or longer periods of time. The only possible way we can conceive of time is through motion, stop motion, and all time concept ceases. Imagine everything on earth suspended at this second, all movement stopped, the way children play statue and remain motionless. If our thoughts are also still, we will have no conception whether 1 year or 100 years pass. This is why the yogi seeks to be still in mind, body, and breath, because only then can he penetrate the barrier of time and experience eternity. Paramhansa Yogananda has spoken of this when he prayed, "I will escape every audacious touch of blasphemous change trying to hold me until I reach thy empire of changelessness." Now let us better understand space, so that we may be able to penetrate space in order to experience omnipresence. Space elusively appears to be divisible. We measure space by the distance between things. Whether mountains are dividing a continent, oceans dividing other continents, or objects on a table before us, we divide space by distance between objects or between ourselves and other three-dimensional form. We count this space in inches or miles, or far or near. We think of Europe or Africa as farther away than our own downtown shopping center. They are in human consciousness, but they are not in God consciousness. And in order to see in spirit, we must learn to see God's way. To illustrate, we note our eyes are divided from each other by so much space, but to oneself they are equally near. We feel our right and left hand is each equally near, and that both are a part of us. This is the way we all are in God. We dwell equally near in His omnipresence. Our far and near concepts in space divide and serve to block our feeling of omnipresence. Thus, when material forms are removed from our thoughts, then nothing remains except consciousness, which is a starting point from where we may plunge into the experience of true meditation. Jesus said, "Leave all and follow me." We cannot take anything into God's sacred presence, material or mental, except our love and devotion. God has made His creation enticing, but He waits to receive the devotee who finds that He alone is more tempting than temptation itself. Thus all motion and movement, which give us an awareness of the time sense, as well as objects which give us a sense of space, of dividing parts of omnipresence, all may hinder us at a time when we seek to become still in meditation. Paramhansa Yogananda has told us, so long as even a little tremor of thought and mental restlessness are present, you cannot reach cosmic consciousness. The one method that is the most helpful of any known way to turn the attention from all distractions and eliminate mental and bodily movement is the Hong Saw technique, the practice of concentration, as taught by Paramhansa Yogananda. Through this practice, absolute stillness of body, mind, and breath can be achieved to a degree rarely possible without it. The sense of peace which follows this practice can be experienced by anyone who will follow this simple method. The most common obstacle to the spiritual aspirant is a restless body and mind. When both are still and the walls of time and space slip away, we regain our heritage of divine silence, wherein we may follow the precept of Jesus Christ when He told us, "Worship God in spirit."